Photographers or clients, this is honestly for both of you guys. I want to talk about what I offer for a standard 8-hour wedding day. And I feel like it is so important to really put down everything that you put in a package. I used to do things like little surprises or things like that a day of that I would just tack on and give to my couple. And that was great. I think that they really appreciated it, or they got it, they were excited about it in the moment. But honestly, there were a lot of them that didn't seem to really care. And for a long time, I wasn't sure why that was. But I think it comes back to they were happy with what they were getting from my services. They were happy with the photos and, like these other little things that I throw in there. When they got the extra surprises like Polaroids at the end of their wedding day, it was exciting, of course, but they were so busy with having their photos done. They were so busy with enjoying their wedding that they really didn't get to stop and take a minute and look through them and think, oh wow, these are so great. And I have like instant memories of these now. And I can like put these in a little Polaroid album. So I think it's really important that we are completely upfront with what is available to our clients when they book, from add-ons to what they're getting just with the package itself. So we're gonna take my 8-hour wedding day. With my 8-hour package, you get obviously 8 hours of coverage. That's continuous. So it starts from 12 p.m. and goes till 8 p.m. If I take half an hour in there to eat dinner, that is included in the package. That is part of the 8 hours. It's 12 to 8:30, it is 12 to 8. So for one, let's get that out of the way. This is just for photo too, so we'll get to the add-ons in a minute. On top of the 8 hours, you are also getting Polaroids, usually 6 to 10, somewhere in there. And then in addition to that, you're going to get 60 photos back an hour. That's a rough estimate, and it's usually on the lower side because I do like to be a little stingy with how much I'm promising. I have had many days that the getting ready hour, for example, ended up having 15 or 20 photos because we ran super behind, they weren't ready, and so they just didn't end up having as many photos during that hour. So we made it up. They still got way more than the minimum for their package, but I do like to give a minimum here, and I think that that's important. So on top of that minimum of photos and on top of the Polaroids, you also always get timeline assistance. So that is me sitting down with you either through a phone call, in person, or honestly, I have even had couples send me what they want to do throughout the day, and then I create a timeline for them that they can then tweak and take to their other vendors and say, here's the type of timeline that we want to do. So of course it has that timeline assistance as well. That's with every wedding, no matter what. I think more than anything, I am here to help. I like to consider myself your wedding planning BFF. So I want to help with things like that. And if I have the knowledge and the expertise to do so, I've got you. On top of the timeline assistance, the other thing that I like to include in my wedding packages is a welcome box. Now, I include things that I love in there. Sometimes it'll be macarons, sometimes chocolates, as long as it's not too hot out. I've learned that the hard way, unfortunately. I also enjoy putting in Lush products like their massage bars, also if it's not too hot out, because they will melt in the mail. Their massage bars are fantastic. And coffee. I'm a big coffee person, as you can see. So including coffee in their welcome box is really important to me. It kind of ties back into just who I am as a person. I enjoy coffee. Let's talk about it. Let's go grab a coffee anytime. And so that's in there as well. But the star of the show is my wedding planning guide, and it is robust. There are 60 plus pages in this guide, and it walks you through everything. And it'll even help you create your timeline if you're reading everything in detail. So I like to include that as well. It also has my recommendations for other vendors if you haven't already picked them. The other thing included in my packages as of right now is some sort of, I like to call it a thank you gift. I do either a mini album or a USB box. And the USB box obviously has all of your final images on it, but it's also this beautiful custom wooden box with prints inside of it. So I think that that is really cool to include as well. The last and final thing I include in all of my wedding packages that are pre-packaged, you choose one or three, between three of them, 6, 8, or 10. But we're talking about the 8, so let's keep on that track. But I like to include what I call a value hour. This value hour can be used for your engagement session, but I found that clients sometimes have already done them, or we're a little close to the wedding and they don't really have a reason for engagement photos. So you can also use it for a day after session, which, don't listen to the name. It doesn't have to be the day after your wedding. It can be a week later. I allow for up to a month, but a day after session. Or you can use it to add an hour to your wedding package. So let's say you have that 8-hour package and you do want to add an hour on. Now you have 9 hours. So that is what my value hour is, and I love it. I've gotten some great feedback from clients from it, and I think it's a great thing to show that I truly value your time. I truly value what you are looking for from your photography needs, because these photos, they're gonna be in your house, in your album, wherever, printed somewhere forever. Your kids are gonna look at these one day and say, that was my mom and dad. And if you don't want certain things, but you do want other things, I want to make that attainable. So that is what is included in a standard wedding package. But of course, we have add-ons. Add-ons for me are bridal boudoir, which go watch some of my other stuff. I love doing boudoir sessions. But bridal boudoir, if you choose to use your value hour for a day after session or for your day of wedding, I also can give you add-ons for engagement sessions or day after sessions at a discounted rate. On top of that, we have travel. If you're not in the Reno, Tahoe, Kauai area, I do love to travel. I will do it all the time. So please message me about travel because it is my favorite. So travel is an add-on that you can do as well. And one of my absolute favorites, video. Video, I think, is so important to your wedding day. I almost didn't have a videographer, and I regretted that decision. A month before, I started freaking out trying to find someone, and finally asked a friend who had just started picking it up and said, hey, I'm freaking out. Can you possibly just do your best? I don't care how good it is. I don't care how put together it is, but just something. And she came and she put together this like 2-minute clip, and I love it. And we watch it every anniversary. So I offer highlight reels or docu-style videos. They're a little different. That's in a different video, but I love, love, love doing video, and it is an add-on for my weddings. So I like to think of myself as kind of your one-stop shop for anything media related for your wedding. Photography, videography, but then also like everything that encompasses that. If you need rehearsal dinner coverage, we've got that in there as an add-on as well. So anything you need, I've got you. From that, once my clients pick their package, you get to schedule a connection call. I love connection calls because they feel like a great way to just get to know each other. Do we vibe? Do you like me? Do I like you? I mean, we want to make sure. And I, to this day, have never had a lot of issues with liking my clients. I think that the majority of them, if we clicked on the connection call and they booked, it has been fantastic. But there have been some where we did the connection call and it just didn't feel right. And if that's the case, you should move on to a different photographer and media person in general. But I love those connection calls for that reason, because you kind of suss out, do we like each other? Following the connection call, you get to book. If everything goes well, yay, you get to book. I require a 25% retainer to hold your date and to secure it, essentially. From there, you can make whatever payments you want because again, I am here for you and I want to make this as easy as possible. So monthly payments, whatever. As long as everything is paid in the month before your wedding, then we're Gucci. So that is a little bit behind my pricing for weddings, the value that I want to bring to my clients and photographers. I hope this helped you. Maybe it gave you some ideas. Maybe it sparked some things, or maybe it reiterated that the way you're doing it is perfect. Clients, I hope to hear from you soon. I would love to work with you. Just shoot me a DM, a message, email me, whatever. Thank you so much.